You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. And be sure to smash that like button. LSU landed its second transfer portal addition at defensive tackle this week. The first is a guy we had a chance to talk to a couple of months ago, and he's good enough to join us again, man, as we get closer to his arrival date in Baton Rouge. It's Wisconsin transfer new Tiger Gio Paez. Gio, great to have you back, man. How are you?
What's going on, Matt?
Hey, man.
It's great to be back.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it very, very much. You know, it's hard to believe it's been 2 months since you and I did this last. Let me just start, in that 2-month span since you committed and joined the Tigers, what have these 2 months been like? What have you been up to?
So primarily, I don't know if I mentioned the last time I was on here, but a former strength coach that I had at Wisconsin with the Coach Chris staff, I got blessed with the opportunity. He's actually still out here, and he's the head strength coach at a high school nearby. So since being away from the team and stuff, I've still been able to get the college quality training for the time being. And I've just kind of been doing that. And as we're narrowing down to getting to report day, right now I'm in the middle of moving, man. All my stuff is all around my house. Yeah. It's getting hectic.
When will you be in Baton Rouge?
I will be there on the 23rd, I believe. We're driving down. We'll get there on the 23rd.
Are you driving from Wisconsin or from the West Coast?
From Wisconsin.
Okay, so you're moving. You're from Southern California. Obviously, you've been in Wisconsin and now coming to Louisiana. Brother, you are going to experience 3 massively different cultures.
I already drove from Cali to Carolina. That was a 3-day trip, and I know it'll be long, but it's cool. I like to travel. I like to see new things, experience new things, so I'm looking forward to it.
What was going on in Carolina?
I went to high school out there. My mom ended up moving out there. I left Cathedral High School my freshman year. That's when I was only playing basketball. And then sophomore year, that's when I started playing football. And in Carolina, that's where it all started.
I don't know how I missed that the first time we talked. Maybe I remember looking at your Wisconsin bio, it just mentioned Cathedral. I don't think it mentioned anything about living in Carolina. So you got a little taste of the South. But right. Louisiana is very different South than Carolina. You know what I mean? It's the deep South is just going to, especially South Louisiana, is culturally different than every other part of the world, really. But right. You're going to love it, man. All right, so you've been working out with the strength coach there at a local high school. Give me some specifics. Weight, strength. I would imagine not going through spring, that's a little bit challenging, but for a 6-year guy, I mean, you've been through it. What spring? Well, let me ask you that actually before I get to that. What does that mean, missing spring, to you?
Honestly, it's not completely ideal with the timing of how everything panned out. I do think it's important to get your feet wet in the system. Also, just get with the guys, and that's where these kind of relationships start. And obviously, it carries on to the field. So I'm looking forward to getting over there and starting that up. But also, man, this is my 6th year. It is. I feel great. I feel my everything feels great. I feel healthy. And honestly, I miss football, man. I want to get back to it.
What was Gio Paez is our guest. Where are you weight-wise, strength-wise? Do you have targets? I mean, I guess I don't know. Is this something that Jake Flint has told you or Bo Davis has told you they want you at, or are you kind of on your own there right now?
For this time being, when I went to LSU and I reported and they did all the measurements and weights and all that, I was 6'3", 310, so I was right where I wanted to be, and that's where they wanted me to be as well. So I kind of just been trying to maintain that and just stay in the groove of things, man. Yeah. A lot of not even necessarily strength, like I'm over here trying to max out, but right. Joints, mobility, agile, all the things that you probably didn't know that were very important coming out of high school. But now with this experience and stuff, I put my time into a lot of things that are really important and translate well to the game.
One of the things I remember so much about the convo that you and I had a couple months ago, and Gio Paez is our guest, is you told me, and I'm paraphrasing here, but like you didn't do the photo shoot, you didn't do the pictures, all that stuff. It was just you were there for business to find the best spot because it's year 6, and it's like I gotta this is my time. So I'm paraphrasing here.
Right.
When you look at as this time approaches, have you stayed in touch with Bo Davis or Blake Baker about what they want you doing during this time? Have you continued to build that relationship with them in particular?
Absolutely. Like I'm saying, like I've conveyed to them very early on, like I'm not a high school recruit. Like I know I had to go through the recruiting thing and transfer, like, and they're trying to maintain contact, and they did really well at that. And but it's been very straightforward. And Coach Hicks, Coach Bo, and then me dealing with the academic side of things, getting my transcript sent over. It's been in constant contact, so it's been good. I appreciate that.
A big conversation here, Gio, in the past couple of weeks since that spring portal window opened was, the need to add a defensive tackle. And LSU's been very public about that. How do you feel about that? And of course, they added JVR Suggs this week. As a guy coming in at that position, how do you feel about that sort of very public declaration that they needed to add more there at that position?
Right. I take no offense to it at all. Honestly, fans are going to think what fans are going to think regardless. I do think that it would be helpful to have other people in the mix, and obviously a defensive tackle just to keep everybody fresh and aggressive in general throughout the whole game. So I think that's important. I actually need to reach out to JVR and introduce myself. We got some mutual friends because he came from Grand Valley State, and a couple dudes came from Grand Valley State to Wisconsin while I've been here. So I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Very cool. Have you talked to Bo Davis or Blake Baker about your role, considering, this past year it was a 4-man rotation at defensive tackle. 2 years ago, man, they were so thin. Gio, they rotated 3 guys all year. 3 years ago, they rotated 5. Like, if y'all talked at all about what that rotation looks like?
No, and honestly, like I wouldn't necessarily expect them to exactly know because you won't really know till you got us all on the field together, see how we play together, how we complement each other. So I'm not gonna barge with that question. It's not of my concern. I am anticipating them handling it accordingly, and it's not been of my concern.
What else in this time, since you've been committed or signed, I guess, with LSU? What else has maybe been enlightening to you, either about relationships, teammates, coaches, LSU in general?
Right. No, obviously it's a huge fan base. They're passionate about it. Obviously, you see they're very involved in knowing or looking into what they think that they need and things of that sort. So it's cool that they're very passionate. I know football in the South is like a religion. So no, I appreciate it. The love. Man, I'm just excited to get down there, get my feet wet, and get a taste of Baton Rouge.
Yes, man. You will have an opportunity to be indoctrinated into the Church of the Purple and Gold on Saturday, as we all genuflect on Saturday nights in Tiger Stadium, man. It's going to be a blast. Yeah. Actually, we're going to open up out in Vegas, man. That's like your neck of the woods out west, man. Did you grow up a USC fan?
I did grow up a USC fan.
The timeline fits, right? When they were having some pretty dominant teams.
I didn't know that was the first game of the season until a couple weeks. I'm very excited, and there's some other personal motivators that people just talking crazy on Twitter. I got an athletic trainer over there. I'm not even gonna give his name out, but I'm looking forward to whatever this first game in Vegas is.
Oh man! So I'm assuming then USC. Did they not recruit you? Did you want to go to USC and they didn't recruit you?
I had almost every other conference coming out of high school besides the Pac-12. Oregon tried getting at me late on, as I was already like committed and signed to Wisconsin. But I grew up wanting to go to the Pac-12, and they didn't rock with me. So now it's whatever. I'm completely fine.
Hey man, what do you think? I guess we're going a little tangent here, but what do you think about the realignment now with the Pac-12 essentially dissolving? Like USC's now in the Big Ten.
Right. I think every conference kind of has their own style of play. Like there's some schools where the O-line are coming downhill, and that's usually typically the Big Ten and the SEC, where the linemen are coming to hit. Other schools, more position blocking. I don't know. I think they'll transition. I don't know about the weather. That is going to be a question mark for them. But everything else, I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm not going to give my sense on it like I know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be a rough transition, man. Just
Right.
like we saw last year with UCF and Cincy and Houston that went into the Big 12 from the American. You step up a level of competition, you can get humbled, man. I think that's probably going to happen to some of those teams. Well, we'll see as it all plays out, man. You'll have an opportunity to get a little early dig on them there, man. Remind them what they missed out on.
Right.
He's Gio Paez, LSU defensive tackle Gio Paez. Man, it's always a pleasure. Have a great weekend, man. We're looking forward to seeing you in person when you get down here in about a week or so.
Appreciate you, Matt.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.